For everybody else, hello, I'm Capn Sean with Prestidigitating Privateer. Are you having a great day? Say aye. Aye. Also, you took me up on it. You're actually going to try and give birth during the show? That would qualify for somebody being here for the first time at the Renaissance Festival. That's one way to ring it in. So, couple quick questions to kind of get to know everybody here a little bit, maybe get to know me a little bit. Is there anybody here that's at the Renaissance Festival for the first time? Woo, so we've got a few people here for the first time. That is great. So, hey mate, over there on the bench on the side, oh, I was going to say you might want to adjust your positioning because as you were bouncing the little one, so was the bench. I was worried that you were all going to end up on the ground, which would be a bummer. So if you have two people sitting on one side of the bench and one on the other, if one stands up, make sure the other one does, otherwise, well, the same thing might happen. Could be kind of fun. So, those of you it's the first time to the Renaissance Festival, the question I have for you, is it the freight show that you were promised? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Will you come back again? That's the even more important question. Thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate it. Is there anybody that traveled here greater than 100 miles? How far did you come, mate? You came all the way from Chicago just to see my show. I am so flattered and bless your heart. Thank you so much. And on your way back, bless your journeys for coming out here to see me. Now, did you actually take some time to see other people too, I hope? That's such a waste of money, but I still thank you very much. It's great fun. It's nice to know I'm not the only liar here. Because I full disclosure, folks, 2/3 of half of everything I tell you is patently false for entertainment purposes. Now that means that if you do the math on that, there's a finite amount of line that I can do, because I can see the confusion on your face while you're trying to do that math. So just trust me, I'm a cheater and I'm a liar, but I never steal. Figure that one out as we go. No. Welcome to the Prestidigitating Privateer Show. That's a lot to get your mouth around. So if you know what prestidigitator means, say aye. Aye. Well, that didn't sound like everybody, so I'll tell you what Merriam-Webster says. Actually, more importantly, first, I will show you what Merriam-Webster says. Merriam-Webster says that a prestidigitator is somebody that entertains a crowd. You qualify as a crowd using sleight of hand, mimicry, or deception. That would qualify. Which leads me to my first short little story. I had a great friend of mine that's a musician. I'm a magician, slightly different. A lot of times we get confused. When he composes this great piece of music and when he's done performing it, oh, everybody's heart swells. They're amazed. They stand and they give him a standing ovation. They're applauding. It's all beautiful. Yeah, that's never happened for me, because as a magician, when I do something outstanding, something that I have put 30 years of my life into, and I perform it excellently, perfectly, I get a sea full of dumbfounded faces. Because I know that I have completely baffled them into silence by either dazzling them with my brilliance or baffling them with my bullshit, but either way, I'll take both. But here's the best part about that. See, when he does a crappy song and they're all looking at him, his heart breaks and he goes backstage and cries. For me, I know. Oh. But for me, when I do something stupid and they're all looking at me with that same look, I can't tell the difference. So it's great for me. My heart swells and everything is good. So, but for those of you that, if you see something that you like and you feel like you want to applaud, don't worry about this thing called etiquette and everything else. If you're not sure to applaud and you find yourself being the only one applauding, if you keep going, others will join you. Nobody likes to be left behind. So, let's kind of explain this whole prestidigitating privateer thing really quickly. So we know what a prestidigitator is. How about a privateer? I like that. Usually somebody will yell out pirate, but I will tell you this. I'm here to say that is not entirely true. It is all a matter of perspective. While all pirates are privateers, historically not all privateers are pirates. So, the year is 1570. Queen Elizabeth has ascended the throne. And here's the funny thing about when she ascended the throne. She had such a crazy family. If you've ever read about Henry and Mary and the rest of those freaks, let me tell you, they left her completely broke. She didn't have 2 nickels. So it took people like me, privateers. Is there anybody here that's Dutch, besides Dutch? Oh, you're Dutch. Well, my wife is Dutch too. Oh, he is. Oh, her. Oh, I can't see through somebody's head. I thought you said he.
Oh, no, this is definitely female.
Oh, there you go. I can see you. Very cool. So, oh, she's Dutch too. All right. Well, those of you that are Dutch would call me a pirate, but it's not my fault. You were attacking our ships. All of our merchant ships were under attack by the Dutch, and of course, yeah. And of course, the British, we only had, well, they, not British, they only had 4 frigates that weren't worth a frigate, if you know what I mean. And they were poorly manned. So they went to the best sailors in the world, the Scots. My family all hails from Ireland. So, take the best sailors, and we go out and we defend them. Well, of course, if you attack us, well, we have the right to attack you. We're not allowed to draw first blood, but we do draw last. So, and then this is what happened. By taxing us 50% of everything that we took off of them, she rebuilt all of her coffers. And here's the other thing. Did you know why Queen Elizabeth was known as the Queen of the People? Because she went out and she visited everybody in a way that none of the other royalty ever had. But that was by necessity. Because again, she was broke and didn't have any money at all. So she couldn't feed her people. So she went out to all the nobles and made them feed them. That's my kind of girl. So, to illustrate perspective, are you pretty good on your feet? Meaning you can stand and walk right over there and stand on that bubble gum. Are you looking for the bubble gum? I think it's stuck to somebody else's foot. So what I'm going to do is, this is an illustration of perspective. Because while they call me the pirate magician, I prefer the Prestidigitating Privateer. It's got a much better ring to it. Wouldn't you agree? Say hi. Hi. I know you're all sophisticated. So, for you, I'm going to show you one thing and they're all going to see something completely different. It is a bit stupid, but it's just for illustration. So, if I take that coin and I hide it, I can make it look like it vanished. So you might think it's in one hand, and you might think it's in the other hand. Because from your perspective, it might look that way, but really it's on the back of the wrist. Because this is what everybody else saw. From the side, it gets all tucked up there really cool and nicely. That's what they call sleight of hand. What's your name? Alexis. Now, I do know that you told me that before, but one of my greatest powers is I forget names faster than they can be told to me. So, do you believe me, Alexis? I'll forget it soon enough. Everybody give Alexis a round of applause. Thank you very much. Go ahead and have a seat. Because actually, if I was doing some really cool magic to change your perspective, it would look something like that. Thank you so much. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting some reaction. You should have seen the morning crew. I think they were all like dead and tired because they're all staring at me. I'm like doing my best stuff and they're all looking at me. I'm up here going, what can we do? So the other thing is Queen Elizabeth, she didn't trust all of us because she wanted to keep her money on it. But the thing is some of us are pretty smart. When you're trying to keep your eye on something, it doesn't exactly work out the way that we want it to. Sometimes it works out the way that I want it to. Now something else I'd like to talk to you about on ship is communication. Communication is very, very important, especially if you're communicating from ship to ship. So, let's see here. If we take flags. We use flags to communicate. It's called semaphore. So, hey mate, in the blue shirt right there, kind of dressed unlike everybody else. Well, you're in a blue shirt. Nobody else is in a blue shirt around you. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I'm not trying to pick on you or anything. Just, the gentleman in front of you with a blue shirt. Is that a blue shirt that you're wearing? That looks plaid to me with green and stuff. I know I'm colorblind, but I didn't think I was that colorblind. I thought it was only like partial, like I could only see certain colors. Oh, I'm just kidding. If somebody's going like this to you, what might mean? I mean, imagine a lass. I know I'm a pretty ugly looking lass, but imagine if it was a lass doing this to you. You think she might be trying to get their attention because maybe she wants to court you? Because I know she wouldn't want to court me. Oh, you're not, oh, I'm sorry, is that your wife sitting next to you? Oh, your girlfriend. So perspective. I'm sorry if I let the cat out of the bag, mate. I'm not trying to ruin your life or anything. Because if we were communicating on board ship, we'd use 2 flags. And in the spirit of Halloween coming up, we'll just use the orange and the black today instead of the red and the black. Because, well, as a privateer, I had a red and black flag. But anyways, so when you're going to communicate between two ships, so you can see this 20 miles away. I know I look like I'm flapping like a bird, don't I? A bird of prey, maybe. This actually means attention, a communication's about to start. Because anytime you're going to have communication with somebody, you got to have a sender or receiver, and you have to acknowledge that. Well, this is that. So, here's a question for you. Hey, mate, you right there in old gray. That steel gray is pretty awesome. What do you think this might mean? Take a wild guess. Oh, no problem. Then I'll move right along. No hable anglais? I understand. No. I just know how to say no hable anglais. That way I understand. No hable anglais? No. Moving on. Well, thank you very much. How about you, mate? What do you think this might mean? Exactly. Or bring up the slack or something like that. Close the gap, maybe. Outstanding. I like the way you think. So, you in the brown, I think that's a corset that you're wearing. Yep, looks like a corset. Hey, yeah, you got it right. I love corsets. I love. Never mind. Family-friendly show. Keep it clean for the kids. So, what do you think this might mean?
Hammer
Well, something like hammer. Actually, forward port, cannon battery. Fire. That's what I like. Now, here's the thing: is not to be. You know the difference between fire, and fire, right? Maybe. You're not certain if you want to broach that subject. So you got two. Which ones? Let's see.
Well, there's fire, like, oh, look, the ship's on fire.
Yeah, that's a really bad thing.
Yeah.
Because when that happens, you end up hearing something like this. Fire, 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 fire on the deck. All hands, fire. Well, that means go put the fire out, because if you don't put the fire out on board ship, it's not like you can evacuate the building, call the fire department to come in and put the fire out. Because if you don't put the fire out on ship, there's only one question left for you. How long can you tread water? So that brings us to the last fire. And if you start a fire on board my ship, I'm going to fire you. You know what happens when you get fired at sea, don't you? What's that? Shark eats you? What did you say? You walk the plank. Come here. Where is my plank? Actually, it appears to be missing. Oh! Nope. That's the other thing. Everything has a place on board ship, and when it's not in its place, it's out of place. No. Hope you're not planning on tying this to anything. You're making me nervous. This is a plank. Feel free to walk it. Take the plank for a walk, mate. Not around the stage. The stage is only room for one of us. Make sure you clean up after him. He is pretty friendly. Now, see, last weekend, somebody goes, how far you want me to walk him? I go, I don't know, how far you want to walk him? Well, that's 2.0.
Is he a purebred?
A half a plank is a short one. We call that a short stack. No, you can hold on into him until the end of the show. I trust you. Like I said, that's number 2. So be careful if he does number 2. I think so. Oh, she got crazy. So what do you think this might mean?
I want to do a peep show.
What's that?
I want to do a peep show.
No, actually, it's more like I'm cleaning the crumbs off of my shirt. How about this? What might this mean?
Fishing.
No, actually, it means bring me my rum. Seriously, bring me my rum. Oh, like that. Kind of like a golf clap going on because everybody else is going. Which actually brings us to another conversation. And I really don't understand why everybody thinks that sailors are all a bunch of drunks. Don't drink until you at least reach 21. No, there's actually a perfectly legitimate reason why we have so much rum on board ship. It is absolutely necessity. So, first one. I don't know that you would separate with your hat, but the big old English D. If I gave you a case of rum, would you give me that hat? Why? Oh, it's your lucky hat. Then how about the beads around your neck? Are those your lucky beads? So you give them up for a bottle of rum then? No, I don't want them, mate. I like my rum. But that leads me to trade. This is like liquid gold in a bottle. If I need a new sail, I need a new mast, I need to fix something, well, I got plenty of rum. I have a huge supply of rum.
Sure.
Positive. I'll even show you. I even acquire it by the barrel. Thank you very much. No, I didn't. Oh, I'm supposed to be a gentleman. They actually put it in my contract this year, so I'm supposed to drink out of glass. This way, each of you witness that I drink out of glass at least once. But we'll use that for something else in a minute. So, I brought a few things with me from the ship to play with. First one's a mast cap. It's a mast cap. It goes on top of the mast, which I happen to have right here. Just give me a second. Slivers are no fun on board ship, let me tell you. There we go. And again, there's that stunned into silence thing that I was talking about. I thought for sure to at least get one person applauding on that one. I mean, how often is it you see somebody pull an 8-foot pole out of their leg? Or other places? So that actually leads me to think, since you all are at the Michigan Renaissance Festival, I know that you have an imagination. Because I got news for you. If you don't have an imagination and you're dressing up like this, you got a mental illness. So I know you got, what's that? Like me. I'm crazy. Honest. I'm glad. So, this is not a stage, this is a raft. And those are not benches, those are lifeboats. You like hanging your feet in water, don't you? Yep. Anyways, the weather is good. We don't have any gale force winds coming in, so I'm sure we'll all survive this. It'll be great. So what we'll do is we'll first set the mast, because we're going to sail this thing out of here. No, that ain't going to work. Huh? Nope, that ain't going to work either. I have no idea. I'll use the bunghole. I'll put my mast into the rum hole. The rum's bunghole. You have a dirty mind. Do you know what Merriam-Webster? I'll go with Merriam-Webster's definition because I obviously don't want to know what yours is. So Merriam-Webster says that a bunghole is a vessel used to fill a cask or a barrel.
Well, that makes sense.
Now, you know that big round cork-looking thing that's pounded into a barrel?
Yes.
That's not called a cork. It's called a bung. And it gets pounded into the bung hole. You have a dirty mind. This is a clean show. It's kid-friendly. So, what's that? Well, they could behave kid-friendly, mate, couldn't they? It only takes 30 seconds to go, okay, I won't say that. Or maybe a little bit less. So, I need someone who'd like to play a game with me. I need help playing a game. Well, actually, since you, with the big smiley face and the rainbow, and I'm not sure what the other thing was. You don't know what it is either? Yeah, oh, it's pizza. You know, in 1570, they didn't have pizza. But they did have this unleavened bread with God only knows what they smeared on it. And it was horrible. Like I said, I got lots of rum barrels. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a little game using 2 cylinders, a glass, a bottle, and a wand. That's a pretty nice one too. You'll notice that it's square, slightly different. Most people have a round one, but when you live on a ship, you find out that round things roll and never stop rolling. So, what's your name, sweetie? Maggie. So here's a qualification round, Maggie, to see if you can work with me. Can you stand up? Can you point at one of the walls? That doesn't matter which one. And can you yell at the top of your lungs, glass? Louder. That's the top of your lungs. Deep breath in. Put it right into it. And you'll glass. Outstanding. I can work with that. That is very cool. So, here's where we're going to start off. I'm going to take and I'll cover the glass and I'll cover the bottle. And using a wand and only the wand, you can sit down at this moment, that way the people behind you. See, after you make your decision, then you'll sit back down. This is where you get some exercise. You'll be up and down quite a bit. So, using a wand and only the wand will make the glass and the bottle change places. Do you believe me? Sure. Now remember, 2/3 to half of everything you tell you is patently false for entertainment purposes, which means if you do the math, that I have a finite amount of line that I can do, so I have to use that judiciously. So watch this. Using the wand and only the wand, the glass and the bottle will change places. And just like that, using the wand and only the wand, the glass and the bottle will change places. You don't look very impressed. We'll start over. So here's what you're going to, you figured out that I cheat, right? I'm telling you I cheat. So here's what you're going to do for me. I'm going to allow you to use your wand, but first we need to make a compact. You know what a compact is? It's an agreement between you and I. It's unbreakable under pain of death. So, is there any, I have a few questions first. Is there anybody that you're angry at, specifically me? That's the appropriate answer, say no. Okay, you. And you don't want to hit anybody, specifically me? Yes, you do. Okay, I was going to say you're about to be fired and remember about walking the plank. And then, of course, the last one is you're going to return it when you're supposed to be correct. And you can only use it consistent with its labeling. Is it a yes? Okay, there you go. Do you see the label? It's invisible. Okay, so here's how it works. I take and I cover the glass and I cover the bottle. You stand, you point the wand at one side or the other, and you yell at the top of your lungs, glass. Oh, so you're going to make the glass over here and the bottle over there. You might want to sit down once you yell. That way people can be behind can see and you can see too. So you have the glass over here and you have the bottle over there. See, we started with the glass on the other side and the bottle on the other side, but you're trying to trip me up because if the glass was over here and the bottle was over there where we started in the beginning, that would have been good, wouldn't it? But you know how I'm doing that, don't you? Exactly. I'm using an extra bottle. No, seriously, I'm using an extra bottle. So we'll start at the beginning where we have a glass and we have a bottle. I take and I cover the glass and I cover the bottle, and now it's time for you to do your part. Yeah. Ah, so you went glass where we started and bottle on the other side. That way you could trip me up because you thought that I was going to think ahead of time and confuse you and try and put the glass over here and the bottle over there, but I didn't do that. And how is it that I'm doing that? Come on. Cheating! How am I doing that? Cheating! I'm cheating. Very good. You're listening. I'm using an extra bottle. No, seriously, I'm using an extra bottle. So now stand and do your part. Okay, so you want the glass over here and the bottle over there just like we started from, because you're trying to use each. The last time you saw it in one place, you're putting it in the other place because you think you're going to catch me because you don't see him falling through the bottom of the table and coming up on the other side, do you? It's because it's not I'm cheating. I'm lying to you that time. Because how am I cheating? Yes, I'm using 2 extra bottles. So we'll start at the beginning where we have a glass and we have a bottle. Like I said, this is stupid, but I'm making you look like a rock star. Because every time you point, that's where the glass shows up. So we cover the glass and we cover the bottle and you stand and deliver. So you want the glass over here and the bottle over there. For sure, that's what you said last time, because if you pointed to the other side, then the glass still would have been here and the bottle over there, because that would have been confused. But since you didn't, then I got confused and put the glass over there and the bottle over there. I know it's whatever pops into my head, and that is, how does that happen? Say it. It's on the tip of your tongue. What? Yes, I'm using 2 extra bottles. So we'll start at the beginning one more time. We have a glass here, we got a bottle there. I know it's confusing, it's making my brain hurt. So if I take and I cover the bottle and I cover the glass, now it's time for you to do your part. I just showed you the glasses over here and the bottles over there. Because you think that you're going to catch me because I'm using an extra bottle, right? Well, no, actually I'm using an extra glass. And I'm using 2 extra bottles because I'm using. Thank you very much. Did you say it's Emily? What's your name? Maggie. Well, I think I warned everybody that I forget names very quickly. But everybody give Maggie a big round of applause. Thank you so much for your participation. I greatly appreciate it. And here's the thing, because you were in the seat right away, we don't have to make you. So, question I have. Who can tell me the difference between a yard, and a yard? I know there's lots of wordplay. So, I'll give you the first yard. That's 36 inches or 3 feet. Oh, the spot around your house where I've been grounded to? Not your house, my house. But actually, I don't mind getting grounded to the yard. My yard's the ocean. That's a lot of places to go. And then, of course, the last yard's this one. Boring. It's called a yard arm. So a yard, and a yard. But if you're bored, mate, oh, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. Thanks for coming. For the rest of you, we'll mop the yard. Now, please don't confuse this with a revival. I don't want to scare anybody. Somebody hung a clock up here as if they're trying to tell me something. So while I clean up this mess real quick before we move on to the next one, I specifically chose red and black for a reason. So when it comes to pirates, there's a lot of people that think they know what the red and black flags actually mean. But there's a misnomer. So what the black flag means, if I take and I see one of the Dutch ships attack one of ours, well, then I take and I fly the black flag. That black flag is a warning. It gives you an offer of one time only to surrender. If you surrender, you'll be given quarter, which means you get to keep a quarter of the pay that's still on board the ship, and you get put on the nearest land safely. That doesn't, you're going to be on your own at that point. That's going to be the nearest land, because if you attack one of our ships, we're not going to allow you to attack them again with your ships, or put you in a position where you're going to be able to. So, if you fly the black flag and they refuse to surrender, then we fly the red, and what that means is, well, how long can you tread water? So, that brings us to the next thing. Don't you all keep rope in your hat? Who's handy with rope? You look like you're pretty handy. Oh, there you go, you got one. There's one that you can pick it up off the ground. Sorry you missed it. So, how you doing, mate, with the New York? Check out that one, might look like something at your house. And you get the short end of the stick. Meaning that it's cotton utility rope, not something in your bedroom, thank you. That's all the dirty look you gave me. Hold on, I got news for you, mate. Alive, that's not a stick, it's a piece of rope. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at it. You'll notice that the ends are tucked in on each other. That's called whipping, not to be confused with whipping. One does lead to the other. So, make sure that there's no magnets, cables, trapdoors, anything like that. Asta, or something like Asta Manana or something like that. Alright, that'll work. Safe journeys. Actually, I think he came further than anybody else. So, well, when I asked him, everybody can't travel greater than 100 miles, so I think they got you beat. So, anyways, who's got the long one? You got the long one over there, and I'll take the short end of the stick really quickly. Thank you very much. And then, can I have that medium section? Just toss that right up there. The good thing is, if it had bumped you in the head, it had been soft cotton, so it shouldn't have hurt. But the even better part is I cut it and did this. So, I take 3 unequal lengths of rope, just like this. 1, 2, 3. I now have 1, 2, 3 equal lengths of rope. I know the confusion goes over my face like that too. 1, 2, 3. Unequal lengths of rope. Would anybody like to see that closer? Say aye. Aye. Well, since I can't come closer to your face, I can use a larger piece of rope. So we'll put that back where it belongs. Again, it's a great place to store rope. You never know when you might need a little hank. Too big to fit, so we have a short one. We have a knot. You know, a knot's not a knot unless it's dressed, because a naked knot's not a knot. Yeah, no, figure that one out. That's what I said to the bosun's mate. What you mean a knot's not a knot if it's not dressed? If it's a naked knot, it's not a knot, because it's a knot anyways. He goes, no, then it's a mess. So I take 3. There we go. 3 on equal lengths of rope. Fast or slow? So you all want to chew up all of my time? We have some time left. Anybody know who the Cheshire Cat is? There's a hint. So I have 1, 2, 3. Equal lengths of rope. I have 1, 2, 3. Hey mate, real quickly, if you are interested in magic lessons, there's a place in Clawson called the Underground Magic Shop. They'd be more than happy. 3 on equal lengths of rope. You look upset with me, man. Oh, but you did now. Oh, okay. So I was going to say, come on up. But no, I did say that I don't ever belittle anybody from stage. So one of the things when you do heavy hard arming is important to make sure that you secure it. So that brings us to the next piece that we're going to do. I thought about giving you an option, but this crowd seems like a lot of fun, so you don't get an option. If you're an adult and you can catch a deck of cards, raise your hand. I will choose strategically, of course, here comes the killjoy, my wife. She's going to walk out and hand some to those of you that are in a little bit more of the crowd. There you go, mate. There's a... And then right over here. Okay, so, hey Trace, will you go to the back? Because he's got a deck right there. Now, if you've got a deck of cards, what I'd like you to do is I want you to go around. Here you go, Cassie. You can take and cover that side because I can't walk in front of the speaker. Give everybody 4 cards real quickly, please. Actually, I'm going to aim for somebody. And catch. If it was poker, it'd be 5 cards, mate. I don't want to play poker with you. You cheat worse than I do. No, we're not playing euchre. That's different too.
Who else do I have that needs some?
So, when you've got 4 cards in your hand, raise your hand up so that we know that everybody that's participating has got 4 cards. I'll help you, mate, but I can't guarantee this will work for you. Now, we're going to find out who's able to drive home, who can follow instructions. This is great. So, everybody have 4. Oh no, there should be somebody passing them out.
Who else needs them?
Hey mate, could you give everybody around you 4 cards too? Yes, everybody around you, make sure they got 4 cards too. Now some of you are looking at the cards going, ooh, I got a great hand, I got a straight, I got 5, 6, 7, and an 8. Well, actually I got 5 cards, what, 9. Most of you might have straight.
Ma'am, would you like some too? Sure, it's a good one.
All right, time waits. So, those of you, anybody that has any extra cards left, put them in the box, set them down. And here's what we're going to do. I want you to take those cards, I want you to square them up in front of you. And one thing that I will tell you is if you do not follow the instructions to the elector, the drunks, it will not work for you. So, what I want you to do is you'll notice that there's a hole in the middle of those cards. I want you to grip them at the top and I want you to rip those cards right in half through that hole. This is my favorite part of the trick. Always looks like, are you sure you want me to rip those cards in half? That is sacrilege. That's a deck of cards. Yes. I demonstrated short way. But you can do it long way if you want to, mate. Some people want to be difficult, so you got half in one hand, half in the other. Everybody good? Oh, you missed the hole, did you? There's a life lesson to be learned there. Okay, so you giving me the dirty look. Yeah, you. Oh, that wasn't a dirty look? Oh, you were hitting on me. That might anger my wife. But right or left, I'm just messing with you. Right or left? Okay, so take the packet in your right hand and put it on top of the packet in your left hand so they're all facing the same direction. And then flip it over so they're down. Face down. One on, right on top of the left. Close it up, doesn't matter. As long as they're all face down. Now I need you to take the top three pieces and bury them anywhere in the middle between the top and bottom. In the middle between the top and bottom. Everybody with me? Now, take the next top piece, put it in your pocket. If you don't have a pocket, put it in your bra. If you don't have a bra, put it in your G-string. If you don't have a G-string, put it under your bum. If you don't have a bum, you're bumming. But put it someplace that you will be able to retrieve it in a little bit. Everybody with me? Say aye. Aye. Anybody not with me, say aye. Are you all good? All right, moving right along. So, you and the white right there staring right at me. We made eye contact. One or two or three. Take the top three pieces and trade with somebody near you. So like you, I'll trade with you. And that is three pieces. You can trade twice, that's okay. And take those three pieces and bury them anywhere in the middle between the top and bottom. Miss Gettysburg, 2 or 3. Take the top two pieces and trade with somebody else. Did you need to trade with somebody else too? I'll trade with you too. Anybody? Do you need somebody? I can't walk over to you or else it'll blow everybody's ears out. You need something? So then you take and you trade with the guy right behind you. Hide it. There you go. Now take those two pieces and bury them anywhere in the middle between the top and bottom. Now we're going to go through a process of elimination. If you wish to wildly throw the card in the air when we eliminate it, you're more than welcome to. As long as you tip me $20 in advance, because I'm the one that's got to clean it up. Otherwise, make a pile right next to you. And this is how this is going to go. We take the top piece and move it to the bottom of the pile. We take the next top piece and we discard it. Take the top piece, move it to the bottom of the pile. Take the next top piece and discard it. Take the top piece, move it to the bottom of the pile. Take the next top piece and discard it. Take the top piece, move it to the bottom of the pile. Take the next top piece and discard it. Take the top piece, move it to the bottom of the pile. Take the next top piece and discard it. Take the top piece, move it to the bottom of the pile. Take the next top piece and discard it. That should leave you with one piece. You reach into your pocket, into your bra, into your G-string, under your bum, or wherever it was that you put it, so that you return it, you take the two pieces and you put them back together. It should look something like this. So for those of you, if your card does not match up, let somebody else drive. And ladies and gentlemen, as I wrap up my show, there is one last thing that I would like to share with you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Please allow me to post the sale. That's not for sale. I know it's a bummer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to my show. I will pass my hat in Renaissance fashion. Anybody that is interested in a singing ring, if you know what it is, you might be interested. Those are $20. Other than that, I do accept all tips because this is what we do. Thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed your show. I enjoyed your company at the show. And it is true that you guys actually make the show. I sit up here and I do all kinds of crazy, silly things, but without all of you, it's pretty stupid. So, I am Capn Sean. I am the Prestidigitating Privateer. And also, Mrs.